Hey guys, welcome to the Max Invest YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to be discussing all of the big developments that happened with Ethereum over the past week. After that, we're going to be discussing what's happening right now in the Layer 2 space. There are some huge developments in the Layer 2 space, and in my opinion, the only way that blockchains can properly scale whilst maintaining decentralization is by rollups and by Layer 2s. Of course, if you enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, and remember, nothing in this video is financial advice. So let's get into the first big bit of news. Now, if you follow the channel, you may remember that a couple of days ago I talked about how Twitter is adding support for Bitcoin wallet addresses. Essentially, on Twitter right now, you can tip anybody in Bitcoin. You can send them Bitcoin and you can receive Bitcoin on the platform. Now, I did say that, hey, Twitter probably isn't going to be adding Ethereum wallet support as Jack Dorsey is a Bitcoin maximalist. However, it seems I am wrong, and Twitter is already making plans to add Ethereum wallet support to Twitter, which is very, very good. Now, the first big plans that Twitter are having is that they're adding the ability to track and showcase NFTs on Twitter. Now, this means that if you have an NFT that you want to show off as your profile picture, well, everybody will be able to verify if that NFT is yours and see if that NFT is legitimate. This makes it impossible for others to copy NFTs and showcase NFTs that aren't theirs, which is a good thing that Twitter have added. Now, I do believe that it shouldn't just stop there. Obviously, Twitter have made no more plans except for just this. However, there are a lot of different things that Twitter could do with Ethereum. Now, the first thing that I can think of off the top of my head is individuals could verify anything through Twitter. Now, Ethereum doesn't just give individuals the ability to verify their NFTs and their artwork, however, it gives individuals the ability to verify anything. Individuals could verify their identification, and they could verify a range of other aspects about themselves through Twitter. This is something they could consider and they could potentially add. Now, the next thing that Twitter could consider is they could consider storing all of their data on the Ethereum network. Twitter may want to store all of their history and all of their tweets on Ethereum. This means that if Twitter ever goes offline or something happens to Twitter, well, nothing will ever happen to anybody's tweets. If they're all backed up and they're all verifiable by the Ethereum network, then every time you tweet, it will be there forever. So this doesn't rely on Twitter's centralized databases, and Twitter could actually use Ethereum as a data availability and a verification layer. However, this is just some ideas that I could have around Twitter, and I'm just speculating. None of this is set in stone, and none of this is planned just yet. Anyway, the next thing that I found out about Ethereum is I found out where the logo comes from. A tweet showcased this, and it shows that the logo comes from the Greek letter sigma. And I don't like this that much because every time I do maths, I really do hate this letter. However, this is an interesting bit of information about the origin of Ethereum and the origin of its logo. Anyway, the next bit of news that I want to discuss with Ethereum is it looks like MakerDAO on Ethereum, which is a decentralized application, is having some big developments. Now, if you don't know what MakerDAO is, essentially MakerDAO is a borrowing and lending platform on Ethereum. Right now, MakerDAO has just lent out $21 million to a solar farm. Now, individuals are going to build an entire solar farm, and there's a big plan to do a solar farm, and they've borrowed this money from the blockchain. They've borrowed this money from MakerDAO. Now, in my opinion, this is really cool, as it shows that individuals are actually borrowing substantial amounts of money from the Ethereum blockchain, and they're using that to do real-world things. They're using this to create a real-world solar farm on this patch of grass that is shown below, and it's very interesting to see that MakerDAO is developing so fast, and it's getting some huge loans in the $20 million range. Very interesting to see, and I'm sure that this will continue into the future. Now, the next thing that I do want to discuss in this video is I want to talk about Layer 2s for a little bit. The big bit of news that happened in the past day is that DYDX flipped Coinbase in volume for the first time ever. Essentially, if you don't know what DYDX is a Layer 2 on Ethereum. Now, the main point of Layer 2s on Ethereum is that you can use them with a lot more transactions per second, and the costs are going to be a lot less. It's only a couple of dollars to make a swap on DYDX. Now, the reason that DYDX is going so parabolic is that it's a specific layer 2. This layer 2 is application specific. This means when you're using DYDX, you're only allowed to use it for trading derivatives, trading cryptocurrencies, and doing all of that kind of stuff. Now, DYDX has recently been going absolutely parabolic. Heaps of people have been using the derivative-based applications on it, and heaps of people are using the trading applications on it to buy and sell cryptocurrencies, long and short cryptocurrencies, buy options for cryptos, and do all of these kinds of things. Now, a lot of people have been saying that DYDX is going to be going absolutely parabolic, and the main reason for this is because it's just like a centralized exchange. It's just like Coinbase and all of these other centralized exchanges, except it doesn't have all of the drawbacks that come with centralized exchanges. The fees for DYDX are a lot cheaper, and this is because there's not a middleman taking a huge cut out of all of those fees like within Coinbase. Now, the next big thing that comes with DYDX is nobody can shut it down. There's no risk of DYDX getting shut down, people closing trading, or doing any of that kind of stuff. Now, earlier this year, a lot of big exchanges like Robinhood shut down trading to GameStop, and even centralized cryptocurrency exchanges like Coinbase and Binance can shut down trading. When volume gets too big, they might close off the entire platform, and this is perfectly legal. Since DYDX is decentralized, they cannot do this, and a lot of people have been using it as a direct result. Now, Polynya puts it very, very well in a couple of tweets here. He says that DYDX's user experience is indistinguishable from centralized exchanges. It has instant transactions, low gas-free trades, millisecond Oracle updates, and it's fully non-custodial. In my opinion, the way Ethereum is scaling is the best way to scale out of any other blockchains. I really do believe that the best way to scale is to have a decentralized and secure base layer and then build heaps of layer 2s on top of that users can interact with. Now, I can't think of any other layer 1s that are scaling in the same way as Ethereum. The only other layer 1 that is integrating rollups in some form that I can think of off the top of my head is Tezos. The majority of layer 1 cryptocurrencies believe that they can scale entirely on the base layer. Solana is one of those cryptocurrencies where they never want to build a layer 2. They want to scale up every single thing on a Solana just on the base layer alone. Now, as a direct result, we have seen Solana crash and get shut down. Solana hasn't been able to keep up with the demand to use its network, and it hasn't been able to prevent spam attacks. Overall, I really do believe that the very best way to scale is just to have this decentralized base layer and use all of these layer 2s on top of it. A lot of individuals in the comment section are saying, how can you be bullish on Ethereum? The fees are simply too high to be bullish on Ethereum. But that is not true. You can use Arbitrum, you can use Optimism, you can use DYDX, and you can use all of these applications with fees that are $1 to $5. These are very, very cheap fees, and it maintains decentralization in the base layer. Ethereum, in my opinion, will be the most scalable blockchain, and I really do believe this. I do believe that overall we are entering an era of layer 2s. There's going to be more and more layer 2s, and it's going to scale up very, very well. Of course, I do believe that heaps of applications will be deploying to these layer 2s. Right now, we're about to have Aave deploying onto Arbitrum, and when Aave deploys onto Arbitrum, I expect Arbitrum to get even bigger. Curve is already deployed onto Arbitrum, and more applications are utilizing layer 2s. In fact, some applications are just deploying straight to layer 2 without even deploying to the base layer. One example of this off the top of my head is Lyra Finance, which deployed directly to the layer 2 called Loopring, and it bypassed the base layer. Overall, I do think that we're going to have a world where everybody is using layer 2s, and I really do believe that this is the way for Ethereum to scale. Anyway, that brings us to the end of the video. If you enjoyed the video, remember to like and subscribe to the channel, join the Discord, follow me on Twitter, and thanks for watching the video.